everyone, this is Lottie from Cancer as a Lifestyle. So today it will be just a quick little video. I'm not sure when I'll be able to post another crocheting video for a while about my ministry. I am kind of behind a lot on my personal projects. Now I want to explain, but first, you know what, let me show you first some of the things that I made for my friends and my family that were requested, and then I'm going to explain, okay? So my coworker, who I happen to love very much, she means a lot to me, and she asked me to make her a water bottle cover. Now, I am not, I never made one before, because I really don't understand the purpose of these things, okay? I just, I just don't understand. I could see if it was a thermos or if it was a baby bottle to keep it warm, but to keep your water warm, I just don't. I just don't understand the cozy for the bottle, water bottle. But you know, I happen to, like I said, she means a lot to me. I really care about her. So when she asked me, I just did it. It was really quick. It's nothing special. It's just a little cover. It's my very first one. I've never made one before because, like I said, I don't really understand the whole point of it. But yeah, so that was one of my personal projects that I made just for her, a quick one because I love her. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about, my other big personal project that I've been working on for about 2 years for my daughter. Now, I am about done with this huge blanket. I'm just going to I already showed it in full length, so I'm just going to show. It's all in purples. It's pretty big. I would say that right now I have I think it's a little over a full-size blanket. But she has a queen bed, and she would love to have she wants a really big blanket that can hang over the sides of the queen. Basically, so if she ever gets a a king, she can also pour it on. So I've been working on this for, like I said, 2 years because I have to explain, and I've said this before, but I crochet for charities. My whole point when I crochet, I don't look at yarn and go, oh, isn't this pretty? It will make a great hat or a great sweater for me or for my sister or for my friend. I crochet for the whole purpose of it's going to be donated. So anytime I do any personal project that is only based on what, let's see, like Jane from Scraptastic would say, for people who are crochet worthy. And so I consider my family crochet worthy. Now, since I've been diagnosed with cancer, I've been making them blankets. And the last time I've done a huge haul of blankets for the family were back in 2007. A lot of them were children, and now they are grown adults with children of their own. So I am upgrading. So yes, this is my daughter's blanket. Once I'm done with it completely, I will show you on her bed, full length. But it's all shades of purple. And yeah, I've been working on it for 2 years, and I really need to finish this now. I need to finish this and kind of get it out of the way and move on to something else. I have a lot of personal projects coming up that people, my crochet worthy friends and family have asked me to make for them. So I have like 3 baby blankets that I got to make by March, and a lot of you may think that, well, by March you'll get that, but like I said, I crochet for the sole purpose of donations to charities. Besides that, I work 10-hour days now. We're very busy, 6 days a week sometimes. And then I also have I write a blog. I have a chronic illness group. I have like a lot of activities that I'm involved in. So yeah, my time is not where I got a lot of time on my hands. I don't. So I wanted to so I have this urgency right now that I need to finish any personal project. And don't forget, I didn't even start on my niece's blanket. And we talked about this with her last summer. This is just terrible over the summer. So I really need to get at least those 3 baby blankets done and finish my daughter's blanket so I can leisurely work on my niece's. Now, I have a rule of thumb that I wanted to talk about when it comes to making things for people. And this has really helped me kind of weed out anyone who's really not interested, or they don't want to, um, what's the word I don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to pay for the yarn. They want to pay only like $10 for everything. So I have a rule of thumb that I use if people want me to make something for them. They come out and, I always tell them, well, go get the yarn and I will make you whatever you want. But you go pick out your yarn, what you want, the type and everything. And I usually, if they want a blanket, I tell them how many I think it will take. You know, it's never written in stone. It might be more skeins than what I think it is. But more or less, I give them an amount of how many skeins they need to get. So usually what happens is when people have to go out and get their own yarn, they discover a couple of things. One, they discover their yarn is very expensive. And then they see that, a lot of people, when they have an idea, oh, I want you to make this for me, they look at, and they will pick up the most expensive yarn, or the yarn that is really not good for what they want you to make. And they expect a miracle, and they expect the financially cheap miracle. So I've come across, I've had an experience. My last experience, I will tell you, one of my crochet ladies here, part of the ministry, is a young lady. She's a young mom of 4, and she loves to make. She has a really good talent of making beautiful children's hats, in shape of animals with the ears and the nose, and she can do SpongeBob version. She makes very creative hats for the children. So someone wanted, a grown-up coworker of mine wanted to have a hat like that for themselves. Excuse me. So I told them that, what, okay, but you have to pay her something, because this is not me, okay? I usually go get the yarn, I will make it for you. I don't charge her for the labor. But I said, this is a young mom of 4, you'll have to pay. I want you to pay her something, because she'll be working on her own free time, and she'll be not making just a basic hat. She's going to make you a beautiful, I forget what kind of hat it was. I think it had a brim, and I think it had like a big pom-pom in the back and a brim, like 1970 styles, remember? And I don't know how to say what that was, but I think that's what they're called, brim. And I say, that's going to take her some time, and it's going to cost her, it's not going to be just this ordinary little hat. Well, all this person wanted to pay was $10. And I thought that was an insult to this young woman, that, $10 is yarn, I mean, more or less, and they were just like, absolutely would not pay more than $10. And I ended up just saying, you know what? I told my young ministry mom, I told her, you know what? Forget it. There's no way, even though she was willing to do it, because this was a coworker of mine. But I said, absolutely not. This is your labor and your talent, and you have 4 children. You're taking time away to do this favor for me and for them, and all they want to do is pay you $10. Well, I told this person that I worked with, I said, you know what? Then go to a store and find this type of hat that you're looking for, and see if you can find it for $10. So, maybe that sounds a little mean, the way I went about it, but I was just very insulted that they even thought of not paying for somebody else's labor. I'm not talking about mine. I'm talking about somebody else. And it was, $10 they wanted to pay for this hat, which is ridiculous. You can't even get a hat at the store for at least $20, and that's just your basic. I'm sorry. Well, anyway, so that's my rule of thumb. I always tell them, go get the yarn. They will see how expensive it is, and that it's not going to be this, little, you're going to spend a couple dollars on yarn and you're going to get a big blanket. That's just not going to happen. So this way and plus they also choose the colors they want. Everybody's has a different view of what the color blue looks like. So it's always good, when they go and they pick up see if I could glare on my glasses here. I look like I have all these. I'm sorry, folks. I'm in my kitchen. I'm trying to do a fast vlog. But I have to run off to work. Um, then I forgot what I was saying. So this is what I do. I tell them to pick it up. If they want me to make them something, they'll pick up the yarn. They'll choose their own color. They'll choose the type of yarn. And you know what? I don't have to go around looking. One time I ended up making a blanket for somebody for work, and I could not find this color that they were like specifically looking for a color, and I ended up getting it to at Joann's, and it was not cheap. It was like one of the higher brand of yarns, so that has eliminated a lot when they go out and do that. And I usually tell them what's the best price to go, a place that you can get a good deal for. If you're looking for a selection, go to your Hobby Lobby or your Joann's or Michael's, but not even really Michael's. Michael's has only certain sections, but Walmart is always still the best place for the cost of yarn, but they just don't have the selection. I was just in there, and I'm telling you, I think it's getting smaller and smaller. I was just in there the other day, and I wanted to look at the cakes for myself. I was thinking, for some reason I have this real desire this year to make things for myself, something I've never done. So usually when I do that, I go purchase my own yarn, and I went over there and I was trying to look at the cakes and see if I could. I'm really interested in making a couple different shawls for myself, so I wanted to see. And you know what? They only had like 2 different colors. That's it. I mean, and nothing. It was just like nothing to really choose from. So I would not go. Walmart is just where I go get my basic. Whenever I get some kind of a monetary donation from for the ministry. Okay, so because I'm rambling on and I need to get a move on here. Sorry, folks. So yeah, I have these couple projects that I need to get out of the way, and I am almost I think I might have only a little tiny bit left of scraps. I don't even think I can call it scraps, because I think it's probably more than half a skein and usually then I don't call it. If it's more than half, I don't call it scrap. So I'm going to show you how far I got on my scrap blanket that I plan on doing for the year. I'm going to just make a whole bunch of blankets for the homeless, and then we're just going to pass it. But I think I really like the way this is coming out. Are you seeing this, guys? Can you see it? So I'm going to tell you how I make I found that I used to make blankets in just the traditional way where you chain so much across and all. Then I started making a granny square, and I just continue on and on and on and on and on, where I make this huge big blanket. But what I found is that when you make a granny square, every side is perfectly the same. Like, you do not ever make a mistake or slip a stitch or anything, and you kind of like wear off, and then you're like, what happened? So I just really love the granny blanket, and that's what I've been doing, the granny square blankets. So this is as far as I got, and I mean, I think it looks great. These are all my scraps. And it actually, to me, I feel like it looks like, ooh, it's not picking up the colors. It's like browns in there and tans. It's almost like I planned it, So that's what I really like about the scraps, is that I like to see how it all like unravels into let me see what kind of design will come out of it. And a lot of times it's too dark in here and I can't really show you the right way. How nice the scraps kind of blend in together a lot of times. Now I'm done packing up all my deliveries. I think I mentioned this before. Then the storm hit, and then I ran out of tape. I couldn't tape up everything else. I went to the store. I taped up everything now. I'm going to take it out to my car, and I'm going to deliver it to the post office. So I have about 3 or 4 boxes that I got to take. So this is going to, hopefully sometime this week I will get there. I know. I keep keep saying but usually, I collect like a whole bunch when I go to the post office, because it's not like around the corner over here for me. And so the next thing I'm going to be starting to work on for the ministry, I chose to do just because I'm going to be doing for the Olive Branch Mission, which they basically, it's like a homeless shelter. So I basically am going to start on hats. And I chose hats for a reason that, because they're nice and quick for me. They're easy to make. I can whip out hats like it's nothing. I did 2 of these, and I make them basic. I don't do nothing fancy with them. And I made these 2 just sitting and watching in the like the hour, maybe even less, 2.5 I made. I have to wash them still, and as you see, I didn't do my ends yet. But yeah, because I really I can whip out some some beanies and some hats really easy while I finish off my daughter's blanket, and while I finish off the 3 baby blankets for my friend, and then this way I can work on something quick. I don't want to start a bigger project. Oh, and to talk about the shawls that I made for the senior center, I had to get quite a big box, because usually, a hat, for instance, I can put this in any size box, and I can fit a lot in a small box. But shawls, they required a bigger box. So I think that this is gonna might cost me a little bit, because I barely got them all in there, and yeah, so I'm not sure if I would be doing that again, unless it's somewhere close by where I can do a huge box then and just then deliver it. But when it's going postage, it's just a little more expensive. So anyway, excuse me, but I need my coffee and I need to go to work. But yeah, so that's it, folks. I don't know when I'm going to do another one soon, because I'm really going to be another update on the ministry, because right now I'm just going to be like I said, really running around probably for another week or so. I hope to do one before the end of the week, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. 'Cause, time is just very precious. It's very short for me, and I'm always chasing time, and you can't chase time. So I have to get going. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the thumbs up if you like it. And again, I've said this many times before, if there's any charity in your neck of the woods that you would like for us to support by sending them some items, we would be happy to do so. Just list it down in the name of the charity in the comments below, and I'll look it up, and I'll even get the address and all, and just tell me what town or what state it's in. We have no problem doing it. We've done that before. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, everyone.